Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, so the products I use are available on my website. It's at the top of the screen and it's also linked below. My project today is a baseball one. My family, well, my husband and my daughter love baseball and they're Yankees. I love the Yankees too. I watch it. I wouldn't watch it probably if they weren't here. So it bothers me a little to put the red with the blue. I'm sorry, because they're the Red Sox are red and blue. We're just blue, but that's okay. I needed it for this, so my husband will forgive me. Inside here, I wanted to put some sunflower seeds. Now in the warehouse stores, I know mine had the David sunflowers. You could buy a pack of 12, I think, little ones. They would fit in here if I remember correctly. I had a big package. We only buy the big packs here because we go through them, but my two kids finished them. I was just going to wrap some in a cello bag and slip them in here. But I wanted to show you that this design, this box that I've designed, will fit 5 of the fun-size candies. And the Kit Kats are a little shorter. It will take probably another 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch higher than the Kit Kats. All right, and there's 5 of them in there, so that's what it will hold. The box is 5 by 3 by 3/4. Alrighty, and I used this new, well, it's from the mini catalog, Your Biggest Fan, and I do love this set. Along with the dies, which are great too. Of one of them I have right here too. I just love it, and I wanted to show you. I didn't use the ticket on this one because I wanted to stamp the front, but it actually perforates the ticket so you can rip it off and do a different. This is actually from the DSP, which is the Hey Sports Fan DSP, that has these you can cut out. It has this single ticket here you can cut out, and it has this big ticket and the pennant and the number 1 and a little pennant with the sides and this long strip of little tickets. Alrighty, so it's a very fun set. I had to get it when I saw it from my husband. Okay, and it says Most Valuable Dad on there too. You're amazing. Happy birthday. Happy Father's Day. Hooray. Hope your day is a grand slam. All right. I also used on here some of the Real Red Faux linen ribbon. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see the pieces we need. We need a piece of Night of Navy that is 9 by 7.5. We need a piece of Very Vanilla for stamping. We need 2 pieces of the DSP in this pattern that are 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. And we need 1 piece, that's the baseball stitching, that is 4 3/4 by 1 1/4. And we need 1 of these big tickets out of Real Red. Right. Also, I had to put them in here because they'll fall apart. We're using this little die that is together when you cut it. It's right here. In Very Vanilla, I cut 1 in Very Vanilla and 1 in Night of Navy so that I could make 1 with the 2 colors on it. All right. Okay, let me get my Simply Scored. And we're going to start on the 9-inch side. Okay, let me get this straight here. There we go. All right, and we're going to score at 1.5, 2 1/4, 5 1/4, and 6. And then we're going to turn it a 1/4 turn to the 7.5-inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 1 1/4, 6 1/4, and 7. Okay. Alrighty, and now I'm just going to fold and burnish. Okay, and this is what we're going to do. Now, there is a skinny rectangle at the bottom and the top, and a 3/4 inch strip underneath that. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Alright, so what I want you to do is turn it this way, okay, so that the skinniest strips are on the left and the right. And we're going to start on the left-hand side. Alright, and what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the second score line, and then we're going to cut up to the second score line. Okay, then there's 2 rectangles here. We're going to get rid of them. Alrighty, and then we have a rectangle and a square. We're going to get rid of this rectangle here, and we're going to wedge the square. Alright, so that's what we did. Okay, we're going to skip this long 5-inch rectangle here, and the next score line here we're going to cut up to the second score line. Right, we're going to get rid of these 2 rectangles here. And then again, there's a square and a little rectangle. We're going to get rid of the little rectangle. And then we're going to wedge the square. Okay. All right, now let's turn it to the left. What's left of the skinniest rectangles are on the bottom and the top, are the skinny strips. Alrighty, and we're going to start over here on the left, and we're going to go to the first score line and cut it straight to the second score line. Then we're going to get rid of this lower rectangle here. Okay. Go over to the next score line, cut it straight to the second score line. We're going to get rid of this bottom rectangle, and then we're going to wedge the square. Alright, and I forgot to mention when I turn it this way that this here is 1.5 inches and this here is 3, I think. Let me just double check it. Yes, 3 inches. Alright, so when it's like this, the 3-inch one is towards you and the 1.5 inch is at the top. So the biggest one at the ends is towards you. Sorry about that. I will take a picture of this when it's done and put it on my blog. Alright, now this side is done. Now we're going to turn it 180 so that the big chunk is over to the left. We're going to start on the right. And it's mirroring this, but we'll go slowly again. Okay, there's 2 rectangles here. We're going to go to that first score line and cut it straight to the second. Go to the next score line, cut it straight to the second. And then in the middle here, we're going to get rid of that lower rectangle. And then I keep cutting it crooked. It's going to be a rectangle itself now. Alright, and that's a square, it's supposed to be a square, and we're just going to wedge both sides of the square. Alrighty. And then we're done. Oh, nope. I'm sorry. We have to get rid of this lower rectangle here. So, there we go. Alrighty, so when you start on the right hand side, you go to the first score line and cut up to the second, and then you get rid of that lower piece. Alright, then there's the square, and this stuff you leave alone. I just want to straighten this out. Alright, so this is what your cardstock should look like after you're done cutting it and scoring it and cutting it. Now what we want to do, and this one I'm going to put together with liquid glue because there's a lot of little flaps going different ways. So first we're going to go, now this is the 5-inch strip that's 3 inches, and this is the 1.5-inch high one down here. We're going to start with these 2 flaps. We're going to start with these flaps, and we're going to attach them to this part right here, to the main back of the box. Okay, so now this is the outside of the box. So that's where you want to put your glue. And then we're going to attach it to this wider side rectangle here. Okay. And then I'm just going to have to hold it a little longer than normal because it's glue. Okay. Oops, see? Sorry. Okay, now we'll do the other side. Put it on the tab, and we're going to connect it towards the middle of the box here, this back piece. I really like tear and tape the best, but it's harder to do it with this. Okay. Now what we're going to do is make sure that these little smaller rectangles fold in. All right, and what we're going to do, let me show you by just putting this back and my sides. I should just tape them for this. Okay, I want you to put glue on these side rectangles here, and then only on half of the skinny rectangles. Okay, you see it? All right, and then we're going to fold the bottom piece forward and just make sure that the sides line up with the rest of this rectangle here. I just have to hold it a little while. Okay. And that's your basic box. Alrighty. Just holding it a little longer. Okay. Now we need our DSP. So we need our 2 pieces of this pattern that are 4 3/4 by 2 3/4, and one is going to go on the outside of the flap and one's going to go on the inside of the flap. Then, when you do the inside one, make sure that it's facing this way, not like the outside one, because it's going to be flipped up when people look at it. Okay, and then our last piece of DSP is 4 3/4 by 1 1/4, and now that's going to go on this front bottom piece here. Alright, so let's let that dry a minute. And then we're going to do some stamping. And we need our Night of Navy ink and Real Red ink and our piece of Very Vanilla. And I'm going to stamp the pennant outline in Night of Navy. Oh, I need my Stampin' Piercement. Alrighty. Okay. The stamp's so nice and clear. Okay. And then we're going to do the Hooray in Real Red. I'm just going to put it in there slightly slanted. Great. All right. And then we need this little bit that is right here. I'm just going to put it on the ticket so it's not so plain. And I'm just going to move it to different directions. Whoop. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to take this big die and I'm going to cut this out, and I will be right back. Okay, there's our pennant. All right, so let's get our Kit Kats. And it will take 5. Alrighty. And they're in there. I wonder if we can, no, 5's good. All right. And then I'm gonna take my faux, Real Red Faux linen ribbon. I'm just going to tie it around the left-hand side of the box. And you can move it after we're not attaching it. Okay, there we go. I wasted a little bit of ribbon, but I'm not retying that, so. All right, I guess a little more. Okay. All right, and then we're going to put our ticket right up on here. We're going to center it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimensional in each corner. And one in the middle, and the ribbon should fall right there. So I'm just going to move it over a little more just for now. Get the tails out of the way, and then just decide, I'm going to roll it up a little too, up there. Okay. Just decide where you want it, which I'm just going to try to center it completely. Now I'm just going to press it down, and then this will move up, back and forth between the dimensionals. And when they open it up, it'll stay underneath there so that they can just wrap it around again if they want to tie it. Okay. All right, now for the pennant, I'm just going to use liquid glue, and I'm going to put that right on there. Okay, and then we have these two pieces that I cut out from the little circle die that says number 1. I cut one out of Very Vanilla and one out of Night of Navy. And what I want to do is I want to use the Night of Navy one right here. So I'm going to put in the number 1 inside. And it kind of stays there. It's not going to stay perfect if you just want to glue it. So what I did is I fit it in there so that it was kind of stable. And I flipped it over and it didn't stay. So I'll put it in upside down just like that. Make sure that the other one's there. Okay, now they're both in. And I just put dimensionals on them. I made sure that dimensionals hit both pieces so that they wouldn't fall off. And if you notice that little teeny speck in between the hashtag, it's not going to be blue. So what I'm going to do is just put it so that it's on the blue of the pennant. Put it right there. And then you can use this for another project if you want, the other pieces. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I just love this set. I'm so glad I purchased it. I'm not sure if it's going to go into another catalog or not. Hopefully it does. If not, this is one I'm going to be keeping because I'll use it. I used to have a softball player and a baseball player, but not right now. They graduated, so I'll be using it just for Yankees. Alrighty. Remember to give me a comment that you're subscribed so that you can be entered into my 3,000 subscriber giveaway. You're allowed 1 comment per video. And if you have any questions, my email is below and the address for my blog is below so that if you want the measurements. All right, have a great day and I will see you next time. Bye.